Okay, so has anybody here ever won an award, a certificate, a medal, or a trophy? In the very back, we've had one answer given to us in advance. Julie, our church warden, you've got a claim to fame here, haven't you? What have you won in your career?
Well, I was the fastest girl in Cornwall at one point.
Wow, that's a round of applause. The fastest girl at Cornwall at one point. Anybody else won an award, a certificate, a trophy? We've got some here at the front, we've got some over there. What have we had over here?
I'll let him do it first. I got a certificate at my school because I learned how to help people and keep on trying.
You got an award for helping people and keeping on trying. Yes, you did. We've got some. We've got what? What's you there? What's you there? Oh, you've missed it. Come here. No. We'll just go somewhere. Go somewhere. We've got some here.
I had 4 medals of gymnastics.
4 gymnastic medals. Fantastic.
RAF Blue Duke of Edinburgh.
Wow.
RAF Duke of Edinburgh.
Duke of Edinburgh. Fantastic.
Love it.
Okay.
I got a certificate and nearly got a bronze medal.
What for? Can you remember?
No.
No, that's the way. You got a certificate and nearly got a bronze medal for some.
I'm going over this way. I've got one over here. Get me running around the church. Come on, Sophie, what have you won?
A gymnastics competition in year 2.
A gymnastics
Very
competition.
Good, yes.
Fantastic. And Isaac?
I've won all 3, and the trophy and the medal were both from sports camp.
Nice.
Sports camp. And one last one here from Hannah.
So at school, we get these awards for doing diamond awards, and I've got a few at home.
You've got a few diamond awards. Very good.
Okay,
Just a round
hold
of
on.
applause.
One more.
One more.
I've won 13 different medals for gymnastics.
How many?
13.
30 or 13?
13. Maybe
13.
Maybe we need a demonstration, Esther.
Wow. Kim's got one.
Okay, another one.
I got a sticker for the fastest girl in an egg spoon race.
Fastest girl in Explorers? Oh, an egg and spoon race.
And the egg.
That is impressive, is it not?
That is impressive because that's coordination. I love it. Maybe we can share our great achievements a little bit later on, but I think we've got a few people lined up.
Yes, in a moment we've got our Bible reading first.
Sorry.
So Jock, where's Jock this morning? Here he is. He's coming to read from the Bible for us. We're in 1 Corinthians chapter 9. And he's going to read the last bit of chapter 9, verses 24 to 27. If you've got it, it's on your Bibles on page 1051. Okay.
Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize.
So much to Jock. Thank you for that. Did you notice there in verse 24, I think it was, let me just find my notes for a moment, it said, if we imagine this, we will run in such a way as to get the prize. Run in such a way as to get the prize. For all of you who won certificates and trophies and things, for Julie over there, who was the fastest runner in Cornwall in her youth, she was running to get a prize. It's very much the same with the Christian life, and this is what Paul is likening it, running to here. He's saying, with the Christian life, live in such a way as to get the prize. Our prize is eternity in heaven with our amazing God. We are to live in such a way to get the prize, and we want to take as many people with us, along with us, as we can. And how did he say we're to do this? Verse 25. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. Now, if you have ever trained for any of those things that you mentioned, awards that you've won, all those gymnastics awards over there in the corner, you will have known there's lots of practice involved. It takes determination, doesn't it? It takes commitment. It takes purpose and a decision to train your body to do those things. And it is the same way in the Christian life. If we are to live for Jesus, if we are to have the goal of heaven onwards and to take people with us, we need to train ourselves to do that. But there are some people here this morning who have asked to come who were training for particular races. So let's give a big round of applause to Simon, Jelly, Mandy, and Ben, who have brought some medals along with us. Come to the front. We have athletes in our midst. Come on, guys. Wonderful. Look at this array of medals. Yeah, Jelly didn't bring all of hers because there were just too many. She'd be too weighed down. Okay, look at this. Fantastic. Right, do you want to take a little step forward, guys, so we can all see you? First question is, I'm going to pass the mic down. What race or sporting event did you compete in, and what did you win? Oh, Tom's joining them too. Right, here we go, Mandy.
Should I just do one?
Yeah, go for one.
I did the Rome Marathon in 2024.
I did the Leicestershire half last year.
I did the Malaga Marathon.
I've done quite a few, but the one that I won was the Clipston Trail Half Marathon, where I came first man over 40. Wow. Woo! 4th overall.
Oh, sorry. I got my 5-meter swimming badge.
Sorry. Okay, so we've got some amazing stories. And my question to you next is, what did you have to do to train for those events and to win these amazing medals? Was it hard? Did you have to give up anything? What did you have to do to train? Go on, Mandy.
It was really hard. I think I trained for 5 months, running 3 times a week, strength training once a week, and yeah, it was really hard.
I had to get up earlier a lot to fit in longer runs and walk my dog and get to church on Sundays a lot of the time. So, yeah.
Yeah, all of those things. Had to change what I was eating, eat the right foods.
I had to have a very understanding wife, because this one was 100 kilometers, and that took 9 hours a week, 10 hours a week of training, which was just silly.
I probably did all of those. Sometimes just getting out the door was the achievement, just actually leaving the house and going for a run.
Okay, so there was a lot involved. There was watching what they eat. There was lots of training, getting up early. You probably missed out on a few things, did you, on the way? Yeah? Okay. Well, they don't know it this morning, but they're going to be competing now in a race, okay? So, Tom, do you have your stopwatch with you? You have to just take off all those medals. Okay. We're going to just see who's the fastest. You need to run I was going to bring a beanbag and I forgot it. That's a shame, isn't it? You need to run to the middle, tap my hand, run back there, and we're going to see who's fastest. Mandy is 25 weeks pregnant, so, this is going to be impressive if she wins, okay? Okay, are we ready? Let's give them a big cheer and a big countdown. We've got Jelly first. 3, 2, 1, go Jelly! Go on, Jelly! Start. Oh, that was good. Okay. Okay, Ben. We've got Ben. Let's give Ben a big cheer. Come on, Ben. You've got this. Oh, Jelly's fastest so far. Come on, Simon. Give Simon a cheer, everyone. Woo! Come on, Simon. Oh, come on, Mandy. You've got this. Come on, Mandy. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, Mandy. Yes, Mandy. Okay.
So Jelly's the winner.
Jelly's the winner.
Jelly's the winner, and we don't have a medal. If you've got that bit in the Bible open in front of you, you'll notice at the end it talks about a crown. It wasn't the Olympic Games that I think they were obsessed with in Corinth. It was something that happened twice a year in Corinth, the Isthmian Games. And they didn't get a gold medal. They got something even better. They got a crown made out of celery. Woo! Well done. Congratulations. That is yours. And should we give all of these guys a round of applause? Go and have your seats. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Enjoy your crown of celery.
Thank you so much to our amazing athletes. So we are to run in such a way to get the prize. We are to live in such a way to get the prize of heaven. We are to go into strict training. And why do they do it? It says they do it to get a crown that will not last. Jelly's crown will not last. It will probably be fed to pigs or chopped up and put in a salad or go in the compost heap. It will not last. Even our medals, these metal medals, they won't last. But Paul said he runs the race to win the prize for something that will last forever, to get the crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. He's not just running, just going out for a gentle jog here or there. He's not living his Christian life aimlessly. He's living with purpose and with dedication. And that's our encouragement to us this morning, is that we need to live our Christian lives with real purpose and focus. And what does that mean? What does that look like? Well, I'm just trying to think of a little example from my own life. If I want to grow as a Christian and know Jesus more, then I know I need to read the Bible more. I know I need to come to church. You know, for me to read the Bible more when I'm really busy, and I'm quite busy, it means I need to go to bed on time. It means that when I get up in the morning, as the kids wake up, I need to not look at my phone. I put my phone by my bed. I don't look at it because I know if I look at the weather, I'll just check the weather. You know what we do. Oh, I'm just scrolling. So we'll leave the phone there, and then I go downstairs, I unload the dishwasher, I put a cup of tea on, I read the Bible. But it takes effort, it takes determination, it takes focus, and that's Paul's encouragement to us this morning.
So this morning we have heard about the athletes from 1 Corinthians chapter 9. And so to help us this morning, Emily's got a box of medals. So if you want to come, maybe we'll put it on the side. Come and grab some stuff to make yourself a medal. Because really, the thing I want you to take away is remember the athlete. When it comes to living the Christian life, remember the athlete. Remember, if they're going to win a medal, okay, they have to give up things that they're completely free to do. They've got to make sacrifices. They've got to use self-control. They've got to show self-discipline. Why? To win the race. And Paul says that's what it's like being a Christian. Remember the athlete. But you'll notice we've read from the end of chapter 9, and there's quite a lot of the chapter we've not looked at yet. Because Paul begins not with the athlete, but with the apostle, with Paul himself. He gives an example from his life of what this looks like. Last week, when we were in 1 Corinthians chapter 8, Paul was speaking to a church that was saying they were free to eat whatever they liked, including meat sacrificed to idols. And Paul says, at the very end, he says, actually, if what I eat causes my brother or sister to fall into sin, I'll never eat meat again, so that I will not cause them to fall. Paul is willing to give up his right to eat whatever he likes in case it's a stumbling block to somebody else. Because imagine a new Christian who's come out from a world of idol worship, sees Paul stuffing his face with meat sacrificed to idols. And they go, why, you can't do that. That's dangerous. And they fall away from faith in Jesus. And Paul says, Christians, sometimes, like the athlete, you've got to make sacrifices. You're free to do all those things, but is it the most loving thing to do? Make those sacrifices. Be self-disciplined. Show self-control. And Paul gives the example that he as an apostle had the right to be paid by the church to preach the gospel. In fact, he makes a really tight argument, and it's the beginning of 1 Corinthians 9. You might want to look at it. It's page 1150. He talks about there being a soldier or an owner of a vineyard or a shepherd. He talks about the ox that stamps out the grain. He talks about those involved in the harvest on the farm. He talks about those who work in the temple. He uses all these examples and says all of them are given what they need to live for their role. And he says, I have the complete right to have that myself. And then have a look what he says in verse 15. He says, I've not used any of these rights, not because he's twisting their arm to get paid, because he says, actually, I want the gospel message, the message about Jesus, to go out without any obstacle in its way so that as many people as possible can come to trust Jesus. Remember, it's the athlete. The athlete sacrifices things to win the race. And in fact, Paul doesn't just give up his being paid. He gives up all sorts of things. In fact, he says, I will change my language, I will change my lifestyle so that more people get to hear about Jesus. And so Jock is going to come and read the next bit from our reading, which is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, and we're going to pick it up at verse 19. So if you want to follow along, please do.
Yeah, so on page 1151. Though I am free and belong to no one, I have made myself a slave to everyone, to win as many as possible. To the Jews, I became like a Jew, to win the Jews. To those under the law, I became like one under the law, though I myself am not under the law, so as to win those under the law. To those not having the law, I became like one not having the law, though I am not free from God's law, but am under Christ's law, so as to win those not having the law. To the weak, I became weak, to win the weak. I have become like all things to all people, so that by all possible means I might save some. I do all this for the sake of the gospel, that I may share in its blessings. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. Jock, do you want a medal? There you go. You have a medal for Bible reading now. It's great. But do you see Paul's point there? Again, he is willing to give up all sorts of things that he, as a Christian, it's absolutely fine for him to do. Why? So that more people get to hear about Jesus. I love how he puts it in verse 22. I've become all things to all people, so that by all possible means I might save some. In fact, the Message translation of the Bible puts it really helpfully, I think. It says, I kept my bearings in Christ, but I entered their world and tried to experience things from their point of view. Paul didn't change his message. It was still all about Jesus Christ and him crucified. He didn't change the call to holiness of how we follow Jesus. Remember, it says in verse 21 that he's under Christ's law. But he is willing to change his language, his lifestyle, in order to reach as many people as possible. So this morning, we remember the athlete, we remember the apostle, but what about you? What about me? What about the average Christian? How does this play out for us? I'm going to play a piece of music. I've got a medal for anybody who can tell me where the music comes from. Are you ready? Listen carefully. He's got it. Have a medal. I don't know where this one's from. It's from 2017, something I did in 2017. Have a medal. It's the theme tune from Mario Kart, Bonus point if you can tell me what circuit on Mario Kart it's from. I can't remember. It's the classic one. Do you remember which circuit it is? Don't worry. I can't. I think it might be the classic circuit. Hands up if you've ever played Mario Kart. Okay, that's quite a lot of you. Hands down. If you are like, what is the Vas on about? Okay, this was basically my university days. Instead of writing essays and revising for exams, we played on a games console, essentially cartoon characters in go-karts against my housemates. Let's just say we had a lot of fun, we wasted a lot of time, and I was the champion. In Mario Kart, you want to win the race. Okay, and that sounds a bit familiar, right? But with Mario Kart, there are two things you need to remember. You need to remember about obstacles and opportunities. Okay, so in Mario Kart, especially if you're playing with your housemates or your friends or your family, you can disrupt their race. Any favorite tactics of disrupting races? Yeah. Jumping up, I mean, physically in the room you can distract them. Actually on the game, you can collect things like turtle shells that you can fire at them to knock them off the track. What else can you do? You can collect an octopus or a squid that squirts ink so they can't see where they're going. What else can you do? The bananas, you throw a banana and they spin. Or you can do all sorts of things. So you can throw obstacles in other people's way so that you win, right? The other thing you can do in Mario Kart is you can get power-ups. You can crash into a giant mushroom that sends you really big so you can beat everybody. Or you can become the bullet and it whizzes you around the track. Why? Because you want to win. This is where Mario Kart and the Christian life are different. But there are links. When it comes to the Christian life, sometimes we need to realize there are things that we are doing that we are free to do that are obstacles to other people. Obstacles to other Christians and obstacles to those hearing about Jesus. And instead of us delighting in throwing those obstacles in people's way, we want to be asking ourselves, how do we clear those obstacles out of the path? And unlike Mario Kart, it's not about us grabbing every opportunity that we have. It's about us offering other people, other Christians, and those who we want to hear about Jesus, those opportunities. We can't literally give them a mushroom to make them big or anything like that, but we can give them the easiest possible way to hear about Jesus. Now, the danger with a passage like this is I can give some examples of what this looks like, and they will sound like me saying, this is what you have to do. This is what you should do. These examples I'm about to give are what you could do. It is going to be different for you. It's going to be different for me. Just as Paul had the right to be paid as an apostle, and he gave it up, other apostles, other preachers got paid. It was different for them. So we have to think about our own lives. Are there things that I'm doing that are putting an obstacle in the way? Are there things I could be doing to give people the opportunity? This is where I'm going to need some help. I would like a volunteer, please. Preferably somebody who likes football. Anybody here like football? Come on. Come on then. You're not going to like me for this one. But this is great. You're at school and you are football crazy. And to show that you're football crazy, you have the world's greatest football club's kit to wear. Can you cope? Can you cope with wearing it? Oh, up the villa. Come on. He's at school, and at lunchtime, you love to play football with your football friends, right? You have complete freedom to do that. You are allowed to do that. Now, the only thing is, there's somebody else in school who's over there. They're imaginary, so I don't know why I'm pointing, but they're over there. And you see that they're on their own. They don't like football. In fact, they're not very good at football. Now, you are free to go and play football and hang out with your football friends, or you could choose to make a sacrifice, to show some self-control, some self-discipline, and go, do you know what? I'm going to give up my right to football so that I can be a friend to that other child over there, and I can show them something about Jesus. You're removing an obstacle, you're creating an opportunity. It's not just about school. Think about the workplace. I need another volunteer here. You can stay up, that's fine. You're going to have to wear that a bit longer. Do you want to come and help me? Thank you, Maddie. Okay. You're going to work, and clearly if you go to work in this day and age, you still wear a tie. You also wear a jacket. Let's do the tie up. You wear a jacket, pop your jacket on, might be on the big side, and clearly everybody who goes to school, goes to work, has a clipboard. So thank you very much. Okay, so what about in the workplace? Maybe you go to work, and the wonderful thing about your work is there's 2 other people you work with who are Christians. And so you spend loads of time with them. You enjoy praying with them. You read the Bible at lunchtime, and you're really tight. And it's that relationship is so encouraging. What a freedom you have to do that. But what's it done to the others in your workplace? It's cut you off from them. You're free to spend all that time with your Christian friends, but maybe in the workplace, you need to spend some time with some other people. Or what about if you're in a workplace where you feel undervalued and overlooked? You are free to go and look for another job where you'd be valued, where you might get that promotion. Okay? But would you ever sacrifice that? Because actually you've got a whole group of friends who you're sharing life with who are hearing about Jesus through you. And your role, even though you're overlooked, allows you to serve regularly in the youth ministry or the children's ministry and to be there on a Sunday. Okay, let's change the setting. I need another volunteer, please. Who are we gonna? Eli, do you want to come? Fantastic. It's all right. There's more volunteers needed. I want you to imagine you've aged a little bit, and you have just reached retirement. So you've done all your work. You've reached it. It is now time to do what this cushion says: relax. And apparently, retirement involves golf, but I don't have a golf club. I have a plastic croquet mallet, so pretend that's your golf bat. This isn't, if you love golf, this isn't aimed at you at all. But sometimes when it comes to retirement, we think, finally, I'm free to do what I want to do, and to do all those things I deserve to be able to do. And it might be you want to go and play golf. You go play golf. But sometimes you might say, I'm not going to do some of those things because I've now got flexible time. I can serve in some new ways. You see that? You're free to do it, but you choose to sacrifice self-discipline, self-control. Right, I think we've got some more, still a bit more going on. Okay, this is the one that will get me in big, big trouble. Yeah, do you want to come? Both of you can come, actually. You can wear a hat. Would you like some sunglasses? Would you like to be in this? Right, this is really precious. This is my toy car from when I was little. It's a Mark II VW Golf. Can you look after it? What about those things you spend the most money on in life? Holidays, cars, and houses. We live in a world that says, go for the next thing that's better and more expensive, right? You are free to do that. But sometimes we might need to pause and go, what if I spend a little bit less on the holiday, on the car, on the house, and use some of that money for gospel purposes, locally, nationally, internationally? Okay, last one. What about in church when we're all together? Do you want to come and help me with it? This would be great. What might it be like if somebody who's never been to St. Luke's walks through the door and they found us all looking the same, wearing exactly the same clothes, or came in and found that, weirdly, we were all wearing really posh designer clothes. You can have a bow tie. Not just that we were looking smart, but we were putting a real emphasis on having the best brands. And that was something that united us. And I haven't got a mug, but you can have that. And that all we talked about was how good the coffee is here. You know, it's made, we roasted the bean. We get the beans from this roaster, and he's, based up in here. And they're just, can you taste it? And the person walks in and goes, well, I can't afford designer gear, and I have never been to a coffee shop in my life. In fact, I don't like coffee. Are we putting an obstacle in people's ways? Or are we coming to church dressed as who we are, in the way that expresses who we are? Are we fine with whether it's water, tea, coffee, or something else? Does that make sense? We're free to enjoy all of those things, but maybe we lay them down. Why? So we're not throwing obstacles in people's way, and that we're creating opportunities for people to hear about the gospel. This team, you've done brilliantly. I'm so sorry. I mean, who's the better football team? Barcelona. No. Probably yes, but no. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you so much.